Howdy there, folks, and welcome to Bullets for Bucks. My name's Steven, and today we're going to compare the Sako S20 Precision. We're going to talk a little bit about the Sako S20 Hunter variant of this as well, versus the Christensen Ridgeline. The Christensen Ridgeline is in 300 PRC. That's the sample we have here today. And then the Sako is in 300 WinMag. It does not come in 300 PRC, basically due to the action sizing and the system they use. So let's start with the Sako here. The Sako has about a 1-inch thick recoil pad. It's medium soft. Then it has adjustable spacers here, so you can remove spacers if you desire to make shorter length of pull. Flush cups on both sides for putting that QD sling on there. Push button adjustable comb height, which is nice. And then it has almost a 90-degree grip here, some texturing for added grippiness, and about a medium palm swell, a little bit, definitely heavier than what you'd see on, or thicker than what you'd see on a hunting rifle. It has 2 Torx head screws that can be removed, and you can actually remove this buttstock, swap it out with a thumb hole buttstock that's a little bit lighter, or just break it down for travel. Has a plastic trigger guard, plastic magazine system, really easy push button tab in the front here. You can get this in 3+1 or 5+1 capacity. Really like that magazine system. Don't care for the plastic trigger guard though. Single stage trigger in this one, but you can get it in 2-stage trigger. It's adjustable down to about 2.5 pounds. Super crisp, super clean, awesome curved blade trigger. And you can actually adjust it forward and backwards for your length of pull of your hand, which is something you don't see every day. The bolt throw on this is 60 degrees. Locking the safety to the rear locks the bolt and the bolt handle. One forward, you can fire, manipulate the bolt, and then it has a push button tab here, so you can push down on that tab and remove the bolt while it's still on safe, which we're actually going to do. Has a side bolt release on the left side. Nice polished bolt, tactical removable bolt handle, so you can swap those out. Coned bolt head with 3 locking lugs, plunger ejector, Sako style extractor. And this thing runs just unbelievably smooth. If I can get it here. Oh, you have to, I think, have it on fire to get the bolt back in. That's something to note. Okay, so really smooth. And this is got a 0 MOA built-in Picatinny base. I would like to see this be full Picatinny, not partial Picatinny, and 20 MOA. That was a really big mistake on their part, I feel. Cerakoted receiver has 2 slots, one in the front and one in the rear, that lock into and bed the receiver against the aluminum mini chassis in here. So it has an aluminum mini chassis underneath this plastic. The exterior plastic shell kind of looks cheap, feels cheap, don't really prefer it, but the fact that it has a built-in mini chassis that's aluminum in there means that this thing's bedded fantastically and plenty durable, even though it might not appear so on the outside. Has M-lock on the front of the fore end here, bunch of slots. It's got QD flush cups on the front as well, so you can mount that QD sling. Fully free-floated 24-inch barrel, straight fluted Cerakoted, and threaded 5/8 by 24. Does not come with a muzzle brake. This rifle in the precision configuration comes in about 8.6 pounds. Hunter configuration comes in a little bit lighter, but it's still not super light. I think it comes in around 8-ish pounds, but I could be a little off there. All right, now let's take a look at the Christensen Ridgeline. Now, obviously, this is designed for ultra lightweight backcountry hunting, whereas the Precision is not. Something to take note of. All right, and then you got a little slimmer contour recoil pad, about the same level of stiffness, no adjustable spacers here. And this is a polymer carbon stock. So exactly what is that? I'm not sure. It's some sort of it feels like a fiberglass reinforced stock to me. So definitely feels more premium than a Tikka T3X stock, and it feels kind of like fiberglass. It has a sling swivel stud down here, more traditional grip here and angle of grip. No comb adjustment, obviously, much more of a light hunter style stock here. All bottom metal here, 3+1 mag capacity. It has a trigger tech field trigger, adjustable down to 2.5 pounds, excellent single stage trigger. I think the Sako feels just a little bit better in my opinion though. 2-position safety never locks the bolt in place or the handle in place. Something to take note of. Side bolt release, similar to the Sako though. Spiral fluted bolt, which is nice, skeletonized bolt handle, and a low profile tactical bolt knob. 2 locking lugs, 2 plunger ejectors, and a claw style extractor in there. Little claw style. I believe this features a stainless steel receiver on this one. And it's a Remington 700 clone basically, so it has your recoil lugs sandwiched between the receiver and the barrel that sits in a recess in the stock. And this does have pillar bedding, and it is glass bedded, I believe, in the front as well. So actually bedded pretty dang good. It's got a fully free-floated barrel, front sling swivel stud, much narrower, more traditional contour fore end on this one. And this features a 26-inch carbon fiber wrapped Christensen barrel, and it's threaded 5/8 by 24, and it does come with a radial muzzle brake. Obviously, this is a much lighter rifle. I believe this comes in at 6.8 pounds in this configuration, so ultra lightweight comparably, and an excellent choice for backcountry hunting. Let's go ahead in the range and see how these perform. So that was a little bit better group. Good. Solid hit. All right, now that we're back from the range, let's go over the Sako S20. It feels amazing. It's super ergonomic, super adjustable. Fit, feel, and function, great. Don't care for the plastic shell, but other than that, great. Shoots like amazing. Tack driver with out-of-box factory ammunition, and just operates super smooth, and no ejection or extraction issues there. Excellent target rifle. Then we come into the Christensen. The Christensen had issues. It ejects the brass so vertically straight up that it actually hits the tactical elevation or windage turret of the scope, and it hits it so perfect that it ruins the rim of the brass permanently, and then it drops the brass right back down in, then it causes a double feed because it drops it right back into the receiver area. I blame that on Christensen because it should be designed to shoot the brass more out at an angle, because this thing is designed to have a scope with a windage turret on that scope. I even moved the scope and tried all kinds of things and it still was going on. So I'm going to put a slimmer, way slimmer style scope on here with a way slimmer windage turret and see if I don't have those problems, but I call that a pretty big issue, and I don't blame the scope for that. Because I've never had that problem with any other rifle or scope configuration ever, and I've never had that problem with that scope on other bolt-action rifles. So just something to take note of. Apart from that, on a good day shoots MOA, not super accurate with the factory ammunition we're using. But to be fair, very little sampling of factory ammunition shop between both of these, so I can't definitively say one is more accurate than the other. They might both be capable of quarter MOA easily with hand loads or the correct factory ammunition. So can't really say one's more accurate than the other. They both have sub MOA guarantees. And Christensen's customer service is just fine. They're more than happy to fix problems like the ejection angle or different things like that. So not trying to hate on them. Kind of a big problem in my opinion though that I ejected the brass too vertically. I really like that the safety on the Sako locks the bolt in place when it's on safe. I really like the trigger on the Sako a little bit better. The ergonomics, the adjustability, the modularity of the Sako better. But if I'm going ultralight backcountry hunting, barring the ejection issues I had with the Christensen, I'm going to pick the Christensen. Obviously, it's a much lighter rifle. And then if I'm going to the range and I'm going to shoot target or plink some steel at 1,000 yards, I'm going to pick the Sako S20. Hope you enjoyed this comparison of the Sako S20 versus the Christensen Ridgeline Carbon. Thanks for watching Bullets for Bucks. Check out this next video and subscribe.